Hey folks, Brendan here from Bluelight with another video and podcast to help you succeed in the police recruitment process. This is something I've been doing now for 26 years within the police sector, helping people to succeed in promotion boards, specialist interviews, and especially over the past 11 years, the police recruitment process. There is easily in excess of 14,000 of you who've succeeded as a result of my support, which is just fantastic. Click the links below to join the Facebook group where there's over 20,000 of you now that helps you with police recruitment, and also for those services I talk about, the online assessment centre courses, online courses for the interview, one-to-ones, webinars. It's all there for you. Everything from the national SIFT all the way to your final interview, all the way to your specialist board interviews for positions within the police, promotion boards to inspector, superintendent. I've got it covered. Anyway, back to the point of today. I've just been doing some one-to-one coaching with a client who's preparing for a force that asks questions that are very values-based in their final interview. I'm not going to say which force it is because it's individual to the client and I don't want to give too much away, frankly. But these are the sort of questions they're going to ask. Why do you want to be a police officer? What sort of impact do you feel being a police officer is going to have in your personal life? What sort of challenges do you feel this force is facing? What sort of skills do you think you could bring to the force to help us meet those challenges? What sort of challenges do you believe you're going to face in the role? How are you going to manage and balance the demands of the police constable degree apprenticeship with policing as the profession, what you're going to be doing as a police officer, and your personal life? What values are important to you? What values are important to the police? Tell me about a time when you've demonstrated one of those values. And why is diversity, equality and inclusion so important to the police service? So there's a selection of questions for you to be going along with. These are the sort of questions lots of forces are asking now. They're getting more to the values, what's in your heart, as opposed to what's in your head, because you can sort of rattle off that and play the CVF game. Now that's the point of today's video. Stop using buzzwords. Just stop. So when I asked this client, why do you want to be a police officer? What they came up with was, I'm already in a similar role. No 2 days are the same. Basically, I want to put more of my skills into practice. I believe I hold the values and the skills and the qualities that police officers need. I always act with integrity. I can be trusted. I act in a positive manner. I develop positive relationships. I build trust with communities. They're all involved challenges. I think I thrive in this area. No 2 days are the same. I believe my skills, I'd be able to adapt them to be a constable. I'll be excited to develop those skills. Yeah, what do you think? Does that tell you anything at all about that client? No? Yeah, you're right. It tells you zero about them. Absolutely nothing. And it doesn't tell you anything about why this person wants to be a police officer. It's not answering the question. So when I challenged my client about this, it was really interesting. What she said was, so do I speak about me? Well, yes, of course you do. I know it might sound like a silly thing to say, but it's not. There's so many of you go to the interview thinking you need to present this artificial version of yourself. Loads of buzzwords, loads of phrases from the competency and values framework, and that's going to get you in somehow. I can promise you it's not. I know that. I've been doing this for 26 years. I was a police officer in 3 different forces. I was a police officer for 3 decades. I know what works. I don't do this. I don't do how do you become a fighter pilot? How do you become a flight attendant? How do you become a firefighter? I don't do any of that. I just do helping you to succeed in the police recruitment process and beyond for specialist interviews, promotion boards, transfer interviews. That's it. That's all I do. I know what works, and these buzzwords don't work. Why? Because they tell me nothing about you. So what do we do instead? There's another note I made here. Why do they want to hear waffle about me? It's because you're at an interview and they want to know what's in your heart, what makes you tick, what makes you get up in the morning, what your values are, what's important to you, and how you've thought about the role and how it's going to impact on you. And give some examples from your personal life, your professional life, about when you've done certain things that are going to help them demonstrate. You can help demonstrate to them that you're the right sort of person for the job. So what do we do instead? Well, I spent about half an hour doing this actually. It was really, really useful. And I use techniques I've developed over the years. It works really, really well. And I get people to work backwards. And what we did through a series of questions I've asked so many people in the past and I'll ask so many people in the future, we worked through working backwards all the way to the point where I'll let you into a little snippet of it. This individual was hearing people talking about policing. I'm not going to say the circumstances, but they said at that point I could really picture myself doing this. And I thought, yeah, one day I'm going to be there. That's what I'm going to do. That's the seed. That's that moment that you want to start your story off with. So half an hour later, we had an awesome account. Oh my goodness. The account now, if they are going to deliver this because they're going to practice it, it's their story. All I did was ask the right questions and they put together a story which, what they said was, this is an actual story about me and it's unique. That's what we're after. An actual story about you that's unique, that tells them, persuades them, because this is the first question you're going to get asked. Why do you want to be a police officer? It shows them how unique you are. It shows them something about your values, your individual story. And it's not waffle, because when we talked about it, this particular client was so excited because it's her story. No one else has got it. Honestly, no one else has got it. It's awesome. But this is the same for all of you. I spend half an hour with you, ask you the right questions, get you to construct the timeline, and you've got an awesome story, because most of you have got an awesome story to tell. So anyway, to sum up, please stop using buzzwords at your interview. Don't do it. Stop now. And this won't be the first time I say this. I'm going to say this over and over again, but I'm going to say it again in a few weeks' time, in a few months' time. Just stop. Because at some point, one of the interviewers is just going to go, bingo. Now, tell me why you really want to be a police officer. I'll leave you with that, folks. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Hope you've enjoyed this podcast. Hope you got something out of it. Click the links below for how to join the Facebook groups for serving officers, how to join the Facebook groups for those of you interested in police recruitment, and how to access those courses that will guarantee you a pass. You do the hard work, I'll show you the way. If you don't pass, I'll give you a refund. That's the deal. That's the way it's always worked. That's the way it's always going to work. I'll catch up with you soon. Bye-bye for now.